I've never really cared about James Bond. The first James Bond movie I ever saw was Casino Royale, and that one movie was enough James Bond for me. But I think the Bond series is to boomer men what the Babysitter's Club was to me. Bond taught men how to be like cool and suave and how to drive a submarine car, and the Babysitter's Club showed me that bra shopping can actually be really complex. They were basically the same thing. I recently watched one of the older James Bond movies, The Spy Who Loved Me, with Roger Moore, and while no one in the movie was abandoned by their estranged father in an amusement park, it was still pretty good. The movie starts with some boring nonsense about a British and Soviet submarine carrying nuclear missiles that both go missing. Bond is at a ski lodge, making love on a beautiful fur rug, and I'm starting to think that maybe I am not the target demographic for this movie. He gets a call and must head out to investigate the missing submarine, so he dons an outfit I can only describe as McDonald's chic. I guess the woman that he was betting was not impressed enough by his performance in bed, because she gets up, she calls her Soviet agent friends, and she's like, "He is leaving! Get him!" Bond skis away, but is followed and shot at by a slew of Soviet agents. I'm not sure why the Soviet agents are trying to kill him. Are these agents the fashion police subsection of the Soviet Union or something? Top secret documents recently declassified showed that the UK would have actually been defenseless against the Soviet Union should they have decided to attack in the 1970s, but from the look of these 6 ski moves, that doesn't seem to be the case. He takes out the Soviet agents and heads to Cairo, where he must track down the plans for a highly advanced submarine tracking vessel. He lands a lead by visiting the Arab tent of racism and xenophobia, complete with Pier 1 import throw pillows and women dressed in Party City costumes. Meanwhile, our main villain, Karl Stromberg, is having dinner and discussing his evil plans with his evil scientists. Stromberg lives in the middle of the ocean in what can only be described as a giant metal spider. I'm not sure what the actor was doing in real life that kept him so busy he couldn't learn his lines, but he is very obviously reading from cue cards. The woman he's dining with, who is apparently so ugly to him that she must eat at least 20 feet away, is excused and heads to the elevator. But wait, it's not just an elevator, but a trap in which she slides down a tube into a shark-infested pool where she is gruesomely eaten to death. She is killed because she leaked the scientist's submarine tracking plans or something. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention to that part. What I really want to know is how the call to the contractor went when Stromberg was building this place. Hey, yeah, so I want a working elevator, but I also want to be able to press a button so that the elevator floor disappears, plunging you down a slide into a pool capable of holding a great white shark. Also, I want cameras in the water so I can watch the shark eat people. Then we meet my favorite character, Jaws. He is 7 feet tall, and he has metal teeth that he uses to bite everything with. People, chains, slabs of wood, you name it. According to IMDb, Stanley Kubrick's stepdaughter, Katerina, designed these teeth, and she appears to hate actors just as much as Stanley Kubrick does because the person that plays Jaws can only wear the teeth for about a minute at a time due to the excruciating pain. Stromberg orders Jaws and the other assassin, I don't care about because his teeth are boring and normal, to track down the leaked plans. But 007 is hot on the trail and goes to a house owned by a man named Fikesh, who supposedly has the plans. Instead, he finds a sexy blonde who attempts to seduce him. He says this line,
"Well, I had lunch, but I seem to have missed dessert."
They kiss, and the kiss is so life-changing for this woman that she protects Bond from the assassin aiming to kill him. If it were me, I would have tried to kill Bond myself just for that dessert line. Bond defeats and interrogates the assassin, where he learns that Fikesh is at some kind of pyramid light show. At first I was like, what even is this show? It's just the pyramids at night with like different colored lights. But I looked it up, and apparently this was a real show they did in Egypt in the 1970s. I guess people back then just found different things entertaining. I don't even know why Fikesh is there. Like, doesn't he live near the pyramids all year round? It's like if a New Yorker was like, "Oh man, tonight I'm gonna go check out the Statue of Liberty. They're gonna display different colored lights on it." In the audience, Bond notices the Russian agent, also known as Triple X, and Fikesh notices Jaws, since he's kind of hard to miss. So Fekesh does the smart thing and runs away from the safety of the crowd so that he may hide himself deep within the isolated Egyptian ruins. Jaws and Bond are in pursuit, but Jaws beats Bond to Fekesh and kills him with the powers of bad dentistry. Bond gets over losing Fekesh with a snappy one-liner disregarding the tragic loss of human life and finds his second lead, Max Kalba, though I'm going to call him Nose, and you'll see why. At the nightclub, or maybe hotel lounge, he runs into Triple X. They flirt a little and harass Nose for the submarine plans. He takes out a thing, and judging by the severe close-ups of everyone's faces, we're supposed to know what this thing is. I thought maybe I missed the explanation of what this little thing is, but the problem was actually just that I was born in 1992. The thing is a microfilm, which I think basically is just a hard drive, I think. Or I guess it's just like a tiny roll of film. Whatever it is, it has the plans for the submarine tracking program. Nose takes a phone call, but it wasn't a real phone call. It was a trap set by Jaws. I'm not sure how Jaws set such a complicated plan since he can't talk, but it works and he kills Nose in the phone booth and steals the microfilm. Bond's alcoholism aids him yet again as he goes to get another drink and finds Fekesh dead. Bond is a psychopath and uses props to illustrate how hilarious he finds the death of a fellow human being. Bond and Triple X chase Jaws and hide in the back of his van, but I guess he's not as stupid as he looks because he knows they're there and drives them to some spooky Egyptian ruins. They fight, and at one point Triple X even has a gun on Jaws, but she doesn't fire because I guess her moral backbone is a little stronger than Bond's, or maybe it's just because she's a stupid woman. Our spies escape with the microfilm and hitch a ride on a boat where Triple X knocks Bond out and steals the microfilm from him. He sadly returns to his makeshift base, where Moneypenny and the rest of the gang have set up a temporary home office within the Egyptian ruins. Were all the hotels booked up or something? They even brought their entire R&D department to test out new gadgets that I cannot imagine any uses for, like the spring-loaded chair. I'm pretty sure if someone used that on me, it would just piss me off more than anything. At the office, he is reunited with Triple X and her Russian counterparts, but I guess they have their own offices set up like maybe on top of a pyramid or something. Together, and with the help of the microfilm, they deduce that the plans come from Carl Stromberg, so it's off to Sardinia to suss things out with the shark-loving maniac. They pose as a married couple and meet up with Stromberg, where they have a nice little meeting on his giant water spider. After Bond and Triple X leave, Stromberg reveals to Jaws that he knows exactly who they are and to kill them after they get to shore. Why would he wait for them to get to shore? Aren't all his advantages at sea? Maybe his hot piece of secretary strong-armed him into it because she was dying to get a little piece of that helicopter action. This chase sequence ends with Bond driving his car off a dock and into the ocean, which Triple X is terrified about for some reason. She says later that she stole the blueprints for this car, so I don't know what she's so freaked out about. She should know that it, works underwater. But she's not the only one with blueprints to the car, because in 2013, Elon Musk used the Lotus Esprit car for inspiration for his Tesla Cybertruck, illustrating just how far removed from reality he is. Does he know that James Bond is just a movie? Does he know that the car can't really do any of that?
No, not historical documents. They're not all historical documents. I mean, surely you don't think that Gilligan's Island is a...
Those poor people.
Anyway, Bond and Triple X get away and are back at the hotel, where Bond talks about his awesome skiing vacation. Triple X is like, skiing vacation? My Russian agent lover died in a tragic ski pole cannon accident. Bond doesn't deny killing her lover because I think he not so secretly enjoys murdering people, and she vows to kill him once the mission is over. He doesn't look too put out by it. I mean, he's definitely got other women on the back burner, so, it's no huge loss for him. The spies hitch a ride on an American submarine, where everyone has a good laugh about how Triple X is a woman, and also a spy, instead of something normal like a mom or a secretary. Well, it's all fun and games and naked women in the shower when their submarine gets captured by Stromberg's tanker. Aboard the giant ship, Stromberg monologues his evil plan, which is he's going to nuke Moscow and New York, which will plunge the world into a nuclear war. The war will destroy the Earth so that Stromberg can build his new utopia of Atlantis, a city underwater. I'm not sure why he has to destroy the world to achieve this dream. I don't think anyone's stopping him from building an underwater city. No one except the laws of physics, I guess, but I don't know how a nuclear holocaust is gonna fix that. As Stromberg goes to wait things out in the Spider with Triple X, now his Atlantis queen, Bond escapes somehow. I'm not really sure how. I was admittedly getting a little bored at this point, and I'd fallen down a rabbit hole in Wikipedia about aliens in ancient Egypt on my phone, so... Bond and the Americans find a nuclear warhead, and it's up to Bond to dismantle it without blowing it up. I'm not entirely sure why this is Bond's job, or where he had the time to learn the mechanics of dismantling a nuclear war missile, what with all the ski vacations he's been taking, but it leads to one of the most subtle performances of fear I've ever seen acted by an extra. They use the non-nuclear explosives to break through the armored wall of the control room and take over command of the missile trajectories heading to New York and Moscow. Bond simply types in new coordinates for the submarines, so the missiles basically just crash into the opposing submarines, causing uncountable damage to that part of the ocean's ecosystem. Bond heads to the Spider to rescue Triple X and for one last confrontation with Stromberg. He finds Stromberg eating dinner. This guy is always hungry for some reason. They have a shootout, which Stromberg can't even be bothered to stand for, and we finally see good use for the slinky chair. Bond and Triple X escape from Stromberg's evil lair with seconds to spare. Now that the mission is over, Triple X threatens Bond and points a gun at him, but haha, she's just joking around. I guess she's over the whole murdered my Russian lover with a ski pole cannon thing. All in all, I'd give this movie 5 out of 5 martinis.